This is John Young with the Weekend Handyman. Today we are looking at a very large cooler. This is from Cool and Dry Cooler. There's two versions. They've got a smaller and a larger, and this is the larger. A few things with this. I mean, it's a soft side cooler. We've seen soft side coolers before. What can be earth shattering? What's new? Yeah, let me show you. First off, very nicely constructed soft side cooler. We're actually using this one as a carry-on onto an airplane. So this is what it looks like after it has flown like what 2,000 miles, and it was full of stuff. It still looks in fabulous shape. Didn't even mess up the tags. And yes, I had them tucked inside so that we get all this stuff. Anyway, Cool and Dry Cooler, larger version here. A couple of things with it. First off, on the inside, it's well insulated. It's a very durable liner that's in here that's not going to leak, and it has this insert. This is the dry zone. This dry zone is a nice little insulated area with a handle that you can put your sandwiches in, or maybe some vegetables or fruit, whatever, something you would not want to have in the bottom zone where you would have your ice and your beverages and different things. That would be down there. Now, where this becomes kind of a cool additional feature is when we have our beverages in here. We've got this full of we have ice and we have our cans of beverage, and it's going to come up to somewhere in that area. So it would be half full of ice, and then we would go close this. We pull a beverage out and close this. We just captured a lot of warm or hot air on top of our ice. What that's going to do is that warm air is going to take some time for the ice to cool that air down, and that's starting to eat away at our ice. And that's not cool because it's going to make our ice really kind of melt quickly. We take this little dry zone. Again, we have our sandwiches in here. We take it and we put it in, and as we push down on it, it's now pushing the warm air out. So it's really kind of going down and insulating that ice and cold beverage area, which is your wet area. And now I've got this dry zone. I can have sandwiches or something that's not going to get that water in it. I push that warm air out so I can close this up, and that's going to help my ice last a lot longer in the cooler. So just a really ingenious idea here from the Cool and Dry Cooler Company. A couple of other features. There's a beverage holder on the side, a little mesh pouch. This little pouch it seems so simple, but it was so beneficial. We were, again, using this as a carry-on the airport. You could put your iced coffee in here. I was putting my cell phone in here as I was moving the things around and such. Just to really, I wouldn't think it would be that useful, or I would use it that much, and I've used that probably the most of the cooler so far. So we haven't taken it out in the field yet. Next is the back of it, this flap, and it's just a simple piece of material. And you're like, well, what's so exciting about that? Let me show you. When we take this dry zone out of the cooler, we're going to be out in the yard, maybe at a public kind of picnic grounds area. And when you set something like this, which is going to be on your cans of beverage, it could get junk on it, and then you put that back in your cooler, and you're going to get junk on your. No, you don't want that. So this flops down and becomes a little spot to set this on to keep it clean. It's just something simple, but it's going to be so much of a benefit because, again, who wants to get a bunch of gunk from a public picnic table on the back of this and then goes right into your can? So, great idea. As we continue around, the front has a nice pouch up in front. And one thing, I've had coolers and we're getting ready for an event, and I go and I throw my favorite adult beverage in there, and I get to the site, and I forgot one of the most important things when you have adult beverages is a bottle opener. They even have a bottle opener that's inside here. Nice little pocket area if you want to throw some additional things, napkins, some utensils, what have you. It can all go in and be good to go as your little travel cooler. We'll put a link in the description below so you can go check this out, but this is one of two different coolers. You can check out our other video on a smaller size. The smaller one would be great for a couple of people who are going out and going to spend the day at the beach. Larger one is going to be getting into the family size, which this is the larger one. Again, links in the description below, but you can go to cool and the letter N drycooler.com to check them out. This is John Young with the Weekend Handyman.
For more tips and how-to videos, go to weekendhandyman.com.